Hey, you guys, we are preparing for the new year. 2025 is upon us. We are so excited. And I wanted to come to you all today. I know it is Sunday, December. I was going to say January, December the 29th. We are super excited to be here with you. Let me go to my Zoom page. I just wanted to go ahead and get set up over on. And Caleb, hey, I heard you. I love you. So, who am I? I'm Garlinda Price, and I am the agency owner of Fusion Insurance Group and also National Sales Director with Senior Life Insurance Company. Our company is actually powered by Senior Life. I want to make sure that you can see me over on YouTube. So let me do the technology check. Look, when you own a business, you wear multiple hats. You are the CEO, the CFO, sometimes the COO, sometimes you are the janitor, you are the concierge, you are the marketing, you are the social media guru, you are everything in your business when you start, when you begin, when you launch. And so it's normal, right? And then one day, all of a sudden, you got a whole camera crew following behind you. I'm just saying, if that's what you want, God is able. So let me make sure you can hear me. Okay, yep, you can. So excited. So I'm gonna keep my phone on so I can see the chat down below. But I want to invite you to partner with me in business in 2025. Matter of fact, don't wait until 2025. Let's partner together today. I have been in life insurance for this is my 4th year, but I've already shared with you, and I will share a few snippets today: the good, the bad, and the ugly. My first year in life insurance, I had a team of about somewhere between 45 to 60 people. Within my first 6 to 9 months, I think by 9 months, we had already done well over 145,000 in sales as a group. And then I realized that that practice company was not for me. We didn't have the same values, the same goals. They weren't heading where I wanted to go, and I wasn't heading where they wanted to go. And so I let them miss me in my absence. In other words, we parted company, right? Not in a bad way. It's just sometimes when you realize things aren't a good fit, don't wait to pivot. Don't wait until you realize, you know what, this doesn't give me the warm and fuzzy. This doesn't make me feel good. This doesn't make me feel excited. This doesn't make me feel appreciated. I'm feeling like I'm being tolerated. Don't wait to pivot. Okay, that's number one. Number two, my brother had gotten sick, and so did my mother-in-law at about the same time, probably a year apart. And then as I was going through, knowing that my brother probably wasn't going to make it, I just set life insurance down. I said, I cannot talk about death in the land of the living. And so I didn't do anything with it. And the Holy Spirit was like, Garlinda, this is what I called you to. You got to pick it back up. And so after my brother passed away, I realized that his passing, it left the gift of life insurance. I don't want to say his passing was a gift, because it wasn't, although he received the Lord, because I had led him to Christ. He had been saved for years. So I know that, and the Lord gave us signs that he went home to be with the Lord. Same with my mother-in-law. And so, but when my brother passed away, he had life insurance. Now, we didn't know if he had a policy or not. Why? Because he had a policy through his job, and you have to become the executor of someone's estate before you can find out what they have. So it was about 4 to 5 months when we found out he did have a policy, and he left enough insurance, and it had made my parents, my mom, his beneficiary, and had left her with enough money in his insurance policy as a gift to the living that paid off their debt, and blessed them to buy a new car, and paid for multiple vacations, and she's still being blessed by that money. And so I'm trying not to cry thinking about it, but it gave us the gift of insurance. It brought insurance in perspective from my head to my heart. And when you come into the industry, you're going to hear people say that a lot. They're going to say to you that insurance becomes a business that goes from your head into your heart. And so if that's you, if you're like, you know what, I got into the insurance industry because I want to help people, but that hasn't been your experience, or you're still looking, trying to figure out what company you're going to go with, I want to talk to you. I want you to come work with me, right? And so thank you for a shout out to all of my new business partners that have come from YouTube. One day we were 3 people, next day we were 9. I mean, it seems like it's just happening so fast, one thing on top of another. And so we have room for you. I'm going to tell you what we offer. We offer training. We offer coaching. We offer role playing. We have a free lead program. You heard me right, free leads. Now, there are some caveats to that, and it is a new program, so it's not a perfected program, but it's been beta tested by another agency within Senior Life that has had their new agents that had no experience, and some that had some experience, and some that had years of experience all experienced great income and great experience with our free lead program. And so I want you to give me a call, but that's not why I want you to call me. There's one thing I wanted to share with you. Don't chase the high comp. Don't chase the high comp. I'm telling you, like when I don't want to say I was guilty of that because that would be a lie. I didn't go to the next company for the high comp. I went to the next company because the Lord said, "Hey, I want you to stay in insurance." And I was looking around online trying to figure out where I was going to go. I honestly didn't care what the comp was because at Lincoln Heritage, my comp was 70%. At Symmetry, my comp was 70%. At Family First Life, my comp was 120%. So I was never chasing the high comp. What I'm looking for and what you may be looking for is I'm looking for long term. I'm looking for leverage. I'm looking for a buildable, a scalable business, a business I can build that I'm going to be with, a place I'm going to plant my flag, a place I'm going to stay. I'm looking for consistency. I'm looking for a great culture. I'm looking for loyalty. I'm looking for integrity. Like I have a whole mental list of what's important to me as a business owner and things I didn't know when I first came into the insurance industry. Now, sure, I came into insurance having already owned a successful real estate firm for the last 16 years. And before that, I owned salons for 8 years. I did hair for 14 years. So I owned a jewelry business before that. I've always been in business, right? And so sometimes you don't know how to verbalize what it is you're looking for or put it into perspective or words, what matters to you or what's important to you until you've experienced what wasn't, right? So a lot of times we can tell people what we don't want. We can tell people what we don't like, but we can't tell them what is it. Like it's almost like you can't put your finger on what's truly important to you, right? But now as I've gotten older in business and more wiser, not old, just more mature and wiser, I know exactly what I'm looking for. I can see a hot mess expressed when I see it coming. I can hear crap when it's being spoken that I'm like, oh, red flags, right? And it's not a trauma response, right? It's a red flag. Oh no, discernment kicks in, wisdom, and we're out, right? And so I have found at Senior Life that this is where I wanted to plant my flag. Why? Not because they're a perfect company, but because they have things in place that matter to me, right? I found culture. I found camaraderie. I found integrity. I found teamwork. I found a product that I can stand behind because I'm not selling anything I don't believe in. I've sold tons of products in my lifetime. I've sold makeup, skincare, hair care, jewelry, supplies, weight loss products, you name it, I've probably sold it, right? And I never I sold art, which I couldn't sell and didn't do well in because I don't really care about art like that. Even though I am an artist and I have artistic abilities, I don't care about wall art like that, right? So I was looking for a company I could get behind product wise. So what I found was that I was in between two opinions, and I've shared this before, so you may hear me repeat this on another video, just this one thing. When I was at Family First Life, I liked, or at least thought I liked, the broker world, right? But then all my leads that I was working were Senior Life leads. All the sales I was having were at Senior Life. At Family First Life, I was hustling trying to find my clients, right? Because I couldn't take, it says my hand is raised. That's so funny. I couldn't take my leads from Senior Life and go and sell them at Family First Life. So I found that I was focusing so much on Senior Life that I really wasn't doing anything over here at Family First Life. And so when I came into this business over at Senior Life, I already knew I was going to move into management. I already knew I was going to move into leadership. I already knew that I was going to go up the ranks. I already had a business plan, a vision in mind of what I was going to do when I got here. But what I realized was, okay, I can't be between two opinions. I can't be over here at Family First Life part-time and then over here at Senior Life part-time. I got to make a decision, right? And so I prayed about it. And the very next day, literally my partner, shout out to him, he said, Garlinda, would you be willing to terminate your contracts? And I was like, yeah, I had already been in prayer about it. Let's see what happens. Because guess what? I could always go back and get those contracts, right? We're all highly marketable. If you have an insurance license, you are highly marketable. You are a person of special skills, right? I'm just kidding. That's my moment of taking, right? Yeah, we have special skill sets. You can go anywhere and do anything, right? And so, but why I chose Senior Life is so camaraderie, integrity, an excellent product, right? Excellent product. And that's what matters. But not only that, scalability, scalability, futurability. I know that's not a word, but what do I mean by futurability? Their product is going to be the same that they said it was going to be when you sold it day one. You don't have to backtrack 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, feeling bad that you sold somebody a bill of goods, a bag of goods that was no good, and feel guilty and like you didn't do right by the customer just because you wanted the money. Right? You don't have to lead with money here because you can lead with service and make money, right? The other thing is that they have renewals, right? That was what brought me into, well, besides the Lord saying, Garland, to go into insurance, the renewals, the residuals, and the overrides are what brought me into the insurance industry in terms of it mirrored the success I could have in real estate. But there's three things that insurance has, real estate does not have. So when people ask me, should they go into real estate? I'm like, no, not right now. Not unless you really are, unless you got a client base, you really are like hungry. You got that grind that you're gonna go out there and grind it out. Don't go. It's gonna eat you up, right? And you're not gonna make money, and it's an expensive business, right? Now, yes, it was great for the 16 years I was doing it, but right now the market sucks. This is not the time to go into into real estate. Garlinda's personal opinion, 16 years of experience, take it or leave it. What do I know, right? But with insurance, there's three things that real estate doesn't have. It has renewals, right? So every year the client keeps their policy on the books, you get paid. It has residual income. That means that you're going to get paid either 7 months in advance, depending on which contract you pick here at Senior Life, because we have two contracts. Let me write myself a note. You can do the 7-month advance contract or the 9-month advance contract, and then you're still going to get paid for months. If you have the 7-month contract, you're still going to get your 5-month residuals. If you have the 9-month contract, because there's 3 months you still yet to get paid for, you're going to get your month 10, 11, and 12 residuals. You need to check when you are a broker. I'm telling you that you do not keep your residuals. I'm telling you that you potentially don't keep your renewals. I didn't, and I didn't even know it until I was training one of my agents and went and looked in the contracts when I was showing her where to go find how much she made per product, because I just never thought about it. I was like, it's whole life. Of course I'm going to get my renewals. It's whole life. Of course I'm going to get my residuals. It's whole life. I'm building a team. Of course I'm going to get my overrides. Not true. Not true. And I hadn't looked at it until I was training her, because what? The devil is in the details. I was like, the devil is a lie, right? And I had sold out a bunch of their product. And so that's when I was like, okay, I'm all in at Senior Life all my life, because I'm going to get my renewals. I'm going to get my residuals. I'm going to get my overrides. I'm not going to get bamboozled. And let's talk about chargeback. So if you're thinking, because I want you to come work with me, the title says, come, let's work together to build and grow your life insurance business for 2025, right? If it doesn't say that whole sentence, that's basically, I'm inviting you to come along on your journey of success with me here at Fusion Insurance Group, powered by Senior Life. I would love to talk to you. Let's interview. Now, I'm not hiring everybody. You got to have some moxie. You got to have some grit. You got to have some hustle. You got to have some will ability. You got to have some show up ability. You got to be coachable. You have to have a great personality. Why? Because we like to have fun. And when you're on the phone with clients, you got to be making friends, winning friends, and influencing people. And you can't be sounding like you just got out of bed every time we talk. So I'm saying you're going to interview me, but I'm also going to interview you. Okay. And so chargebacks. And so when you're looking at other companies, you want to know, how do they handle chargebacks? Because in insurance, you're going to need to account for 25% to 30% of your business is going to be chargebacks. I'm telling you, that's just how it is. And over the long haul, 30% of your business is going to be what stays on the books, right? And so that means that you're going to be getting paid renewals up to 11 years with Senior Life. How long do you get paid your renewals at your other company? And especially if you write for multiple carriers, you want to find out from all those 100,000 carriers. I was writing for at least 12 different carriers, which means I had to know 12 different contracts, and I didn't know all my contracts. Shame on me. Right? But I've seen my contract at Senior Life. I know what the Senior Life contract tells me. So whenever someone tries to call me from another company, be like, you need to read your contract. Do you know what it says? That's not what it says. They're going to cheat you out of your money. That's not true. It's in writing, and that's a lie. And I'm not even going to go down that road, but I'm just going to say my contract is signed, and it's been signed, and it's been sealed. Okay. And if anything changes and it comes out in writing, then I'm going to see it in writing. But this time I read it. This time I saw it, and this time I paid paid attention to it. Okay. And then we show you what your commissions are going to be per product up front. Let's talk about that. I'm going to set that to the side. But chargebacks, commission schedule. Write myself a note. Okay. Chargebacks are of the devil, but you're going to have them, right? It's just that business where you're going to have it. And this is what the Holy Spirit allowed me to liken it to. When you go to purchase something from Walmart, Target, the Walgreens, any store you go, Amazon, you go to purchase something online or in person, and you decide that you don't want it, and it's within the 30-day timeline or the 90-day timeline, whatever their return policy is, you decide you no longer want it, you don't like it. What do? You take it back to the store. And what do you expect? A full refund, right? So insurance is the same way. Now, they don't get a refund, but they have the right to cancel and decide they don't want it anymore, right? And so the Lord helped me deal with my attitude around it. Like, well, why did they get insurance and then turn around and bring it back, basically return it? Well, it happens. I do the same thing. If I go buy something from the store and I don't like it, love it, gotta have it, I'm taking it back and I'm getting my money back, right? Or I'm getting an exchange. So that's the same way insurance is. So we teach you how to adjust your mindset. We work on mindset a lot here on our team. We're reading different books. But we talk about just the mindset of insurance, because insurance sales is not the hard part. The mindset around how you're treated during the insurance sales is the hard part, because you got to be like a duck and let it roll off your back when people are cussing and yelling. You got to be like a duck and let it roll off your back when people aren't replying to your calls, returning your calls, replying to your texts. It's a numbers game. Right. And so he who keeps going and who calls the most people and does the most business over time, sticks with it, wins, right? Financially and emotionally. And so chargeback. So here at Senior Life, we have two programs that you can choose. You can either go the 7-month advance route, which is where you get paid so you have 6 months that you can push your chargebacks back, right? So in other words, what I mean by that is if you're on the 7-month advance, you don't have to pay chargebacks immediately as they happen, right? So if you have John Doe and he cancels his policy today, on one plan, you pay it back immediately. It comes out of your next sales. But if you have John Doe on the 7-month advance plan, then that means you got to advance 60% up front. You don't pay your chargebacks for 6 months. Right. And so that could work perfectly for someone that says, well, you know what, I'll just take a lower advance. I'm still going to get my residuals for the 5 months that I didn't get paid yet, as long as the business stays on the books. But if John Doe cancels his policy, I don't have to pay it back immediately. Right. That is wisdom to me. So you get to pick that. Senior Life doesn't say, here, this is the plan that you get. They're going to let you decide when you contract. You're either going to be on a 7-month advance or a 9-month advance, and they have found a really great way to help with chargebacks, right? Because when I was at one company, I'm telling you, we were always trying to sell to stay ahead of the chargeback and the roll-ups. And one company that I was with, and I'm not dogging people out, I'm just sharing with you what I didn't know, is that, and I was a broker, so it was a broker company, right? Wasn't it Senior Life? That they'll allow your business partners, it's all roll-up debt. So if you have bad debt, you quit, you leave, and I'm your manager and I'm your upline, it rolls up to me. I quit, I leave, it rolls up to the next person. You have people rolling up debt, 50, 60, $100,000 worth of debt rolling up. I paid back over $10,000 of other people's debt. Have I had bad debt? Yes, as a broker. Right. And so you want to think about, as you're partnering with people, what do you want to have? What kind of business do you want to grow? Because this is a business. This isn't a job. Right. And you got to treat it like a business, but you got to know what you don't know that people don't tell you up front. And so that's why I feel like the Lord has really blessed me to come on here. Like, I'm compelled to come on here and share with you often the good, the bad, the ugly of insurance, because it is a great industry. It's a really great field. It's a wealth building field. You can make money. I've made great money. I continue to get paid, because it's money you can build over time. You can get paid every week. If you sell enough, you can get paid every day, right? But you're definitely going to get paid when you sell policies. And so Think about that. How when you are interviewing people, ask them, how do chargebacks work? Do you have multiple plans that I can choose from to offset chargebacks? How do roll-ups work? Can I see the commission schedule? So the commission schedule here is every product pays a different percentage, right? And if my computer keeps picking up AI that my hand is up, I'm like, I'm not raising even though I'm raising my hand, it keeps asking me to put my hand down. But anyway, so we show you the commission schedule because at every insurance company, every insurance IMO, which is an insurance marketing organization, every product pays something different. The core products are where you'll see your 100%, your 120%, your 130%, your 90%, your 70 and 80%. Those are on your core products. That's not on every product that carrier sells. And some of these companies don't tell you they have a household maximum. That means that you can't go into a house and write over a certain amount. Say, what? I was like, what kind of crap is that? So that means you could go in there and write 5 people, but you're not going to get paid for all 5 people because there's a cap in the house. I was like, there's a cat in the house? They said, no, there's a cap in the house, right? And I was like, the blood, right? So you got to be asking these questions. And I'm going to give you a couple of companies. And this is not to dog them out. This is to tell you so you can make a comparison, right? Here at Senior Life, we do not have a in-home cap. Right? You go in there, you write your business, you make your money, you protect the family, you go on. There's no in-home caps, right? The commission schedule, when you call me and we're going to partner, I'll show you the commission schedule up front. Every product doesn't pay the same thing. And if you're on the free lead program, you all of your products will pay the same at a lower comp. So if you're on our free lead program, all of your products will pay the exact same, which is different from we have 2 legs of business you can build here. It's going to be different, but all your products pay the same, which is incredible, right? Because I'm on a 9-month advance and the contract that I'm on, all of my products pay something different. But it don't matter to me. I'm here for the long haul. So I don't care if it's an as earned sale. I don't care if it's an advance sale. Pay me my money, put it in the right account on the right day at the right time. I'm be happy, right? Because that's just how I'm building my business. But how you build your business is going to be different. So you have one company, and this is, again, disclaimer. I think that there's something great about every insurance company. I just think this is the best insurance company. There's something great about it. I'm saying, because there's no perfect company. So please know that when I name a company, I'm not dogging the company out. I'm not saying anything negative about it. I'm only telling you what was Garlinda's truth. Okay. So this is not me saying anything bad. So when I was at Symmetry, because I'm going to name the companies where I've been, what's been my experience. I'm not going to tell you anything that I didn't experience. When I was at Symmetry, that was my very first company, right? So Symmetry, I got paid a lower commission. I have heard that they have increased the commission now. Their main product or their specialty product is mortgage protection. I just feel like if you're going to come into insurance, or if you're going to have a successful insurance business, you have to niche, right? You have to find your niche and you got to stick with it, because there's riches and niches. I tell my children that all the time, whatever field you're in, whatever business you're in, whatever it is that you're doing, I need to plug my phone up. There's riches and niches, right? And so as the state of the real estate market is that it is, and as mortgages have declined, that wouldn't be a niche for me, right? My personal opinion. But while I was there, I found that I loved whole life. I found that I was a fan of the renewal and renewable residual income, right? So that was me. And then also, I didn't feel like they had a great training program in place. Yes, they created a university and they ended up coming out with a university, but it's very hierarchical. And what I mean by that is, if you're on this team and you go to ask a question on this team over here, they're going to say, who's your upline? They're going to push you back to that person. That person may not. I'm just saying Garlinda's experience. You might not be able to reach them on the phone because they're selling. You may not be able to reach them on the phone because they're busy, or they have created a system where you call the team manager, you call the team recruiter, or you call the next person in line, and you may or may not get the help that you need. That was my experience. That's been other people's experience. That may not be the case on every team. I'm just telling you what my experience was at the time. Then FFL. So Family First Life. So at Family First Life, of course, you're going to get a high comp because you're going to get paid that initial payout, but you want to check with every carrier that you're writing with. Are you going to get your renewals? Are you going to get your residual income? Are you going to get the things that you were promised when you signed the contract? Right? Because I didn't find out until I went and I was looking through one of my carrier contracts, which was American Amicable. And I like American Amicable products a lot. But I didn't find out until I was looking through the contract that we didn't get paid our renewals. And I was like, what? And we got our residuals. We did get our residuals. So you got your upfront money if you sold a whole life product. You got your residuals month 10, 11, and 12, but you didn't get the renewals. I was like, the devil is like, that's what I came for, because at 56 years old, this is my retirement plan, right? My life insurance agency as a national sales director is to take this to the top, to go as far as I can, as wide as I can, as deep as I can, to grow it, to be in this incredible business. And to find out that I wasn't going to get my renewals, I was like, what was the point? Right. And so that's why senior life all your life is for me. Right. So that was one thing. So FFL, so there they don't provide leads. You can contract with any, you can not contract. You can purchase them. That's not the right word. You can purchase from any lead vendor that you want, your own lead source that you want. And whoever you choose to buy leads from, if that works for you, great. There's a lot of meetings, there's a lot of trainings, and I didn't feel like it was I didn't feel like training was over inundated. I feel like they had trainings available, and the trainings consisted of listening to other people talk about how they made their sales for the month, but that doesn't necessarily help you. It depends on how, I'm not saying that's not good. It depends on how you learn. And I learn by doing. Right. And so they will say, jump on the phone, just get on the phones, don't overthink it. Right. And I somehow I ascribe a little bit to that line of thinking, but then part of me doesn't. And I'll tell you why. Let me write myself a note. But again, that's how they build their business. Okay. But as a broker, you need to look at you don't have a contract with Family First Life. You have a contract. Family First Life is just the house that holds your license. Right. But then your contract is with the carriers. So you need to find out on the carrier contract side, whether it's Aetna, whether it's Mutual of Omaha, whether it's Americo, American Amicable, John Hancock, Transamerica, with all those companies, who gets your renewals, who gets the residuals, what products, and how does that work? And then if you do get renewals, for how many years? Because that's the insurance game. Like, we're here for the renewals. What are we even talking about if we're not here for renewal and residual and overrides? Make it make sense, right? It's business. So you want to find out and you want to ask that question, right? And so I found out when I was looking at just one of the contracts, and then I went and looked at a second contract. I don't think I looked at the third one, and no renewals. I'm like, oh, the blood. This is not gonna work. Exit stage left, right? So then when I was at Lincoln Heritage, and I was not at Lincoln Heritage a long time, so I can only say that I was on one team at Lincoln Heritage out of South Carolina. The people were awesome, right? The team was awesome. The people were awesome. I can't say anything bad about how I was treated. Like, I felt like I was celebrated. Like, they were excited I was on their team. These were the limitations that I didn't love, right? So one thing you have to know about Lincoln Heritage is that all their leads for the most part, as far as I know, are mailers. So if all you have as a lead source or a lead type are mailers, by the time it goes out and by the time it comes back in, depending on how soon it gets dispersed to your manager or the group that you're a part of, it could be an older lead. Maybe, maybe not. But also, Lincoln Heritage, the team I was on, was big on field sales. I'm not a field sales person. I'm strictly, not simply, strictly a telesales person. So it matters whether or not you end up on a team of someone that believes in telesales or whether or not you end up on a team that believes in field. And I wrote myself a note so we can talk about that. Lincoln Heritage does not have live transfers. So that means that they do advertise on television, but with Lincoln Heritage, it's broken down into different sectors. Like I was on the UBI team. So UBI, I think, is in 7 or 8 states. So every team that you may be on is going to have a different way of how they do things, following Lincoln Heritage's criteria, but they have no live television transfer. So if all your leads are mailers, then you're limited on all the people that are on social media. You're limited on all the people that are watching television. You're limited on now they may call into Lincoln Heritage from the TV ad that Lincoln Heritage is running, but where are those leads going? Right. So when someone calls in and says, I want information, who's getting that lead? Just something to think about, right? You can only make $700 max per household. What? $700 max per household. What if you went in there and wrote a family of 4 and you're talking about, let's just call it $2,400, and you're only going to get a max of $700? Where's the rest of the money going? I don't know. I just know there's a $700 max per household. The leads on average are $45 to $50. That's not bad, right? Because when I was at Symmetry, on average, I was paying $50 to $55 a lead. I was closing those leads. Some of them sold, some of them didn't, right? That's the average lead cost in the industry. And Senior Life's television live transfer lead and their Facebook call-in lead is between $44 and $69. But our free lead program, you don't pay for leads at all. Gotta love it. Okay, then you cannot close outside your jurisdiction. Okay, so over here, you all already know, if you followed me for any length of time, that I'm licensed in about 15 states, right? And I want to be able to sell all over the country. I don't want to just be able to sell in the 7 or 8 states that you're in, right? Which does sound like a lot. You're like, well, what's wrong with 7 or 8 states? Well, what happens when you go on vacation to Miami and you're talking about your incredible life insurance business, and then someone says, well, look, while you're here, can you come and can you write insurance for me and my family? And let's just say there's 8 or 10 of them, and you're at Lincoln Heritage. If you're on a team that does not have the state of Florida, you cannot write that business. No, you can't write Lincoln business, right? So if they find out that you're writing outside of your jurisdiction or your territory, you could potentially get fired, right? That happened to a friend of mine. I use the word friend loosely. I consider her a friend and a sister. I hope she considers me the same. But that was one of the reasons she got fired, because she wrote outside the jurisdiction. Lincoln Heritage has protected territories. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with that business model if that works for them, and if that works for you, pick that business model. The business model didn't work for me because I don't like limitations. I'm a person of excess. If you have 3 of them, I want all 3. If I'm picking a pair of pants or a shirt and I love the pants and the shirt and they come in 5 colors, 4 colors, I want all 4 of the shirts and all 4 of the pants. I want every color, right? I'm a person of excess, and I don't want any limitations on my business. I don't want any limitations on my income. I don't want any limitations on my finance. I saw it to be limiting for me, right? So you have protected territories that you cannot sell outside of. They promote field, right? So if you are not someone that has a car or a reliable vehicle, or you don't want to go door knocking or door to door, in other words, when the mailer comes into Lincoln Heritage and then the mailer lead gets dispersed to your group, and then you go to buy your lead and you have this mailer, they're expecting you to go out into the field from 9 in the morning till 9 at night, or 9 in the morning till 8 at night. It's your business, but these are the hours they recommend. And you're going knocking on the door, and you're at the door saying, Garlinda, hey, you sent this information in. So I'm the agent I'm the field underwriter they sent out, or the benefits coordinator they sent out to come and get this information to you. The person's not expecting you. To me, that's too much like Kirby vacuum sales. Now, Senior Life has people that are in the field, but the majority of the people I don't want to say the majority because I don't know that number. There are a lot of telesales agents here. The company has outbound sales and inbound sales. And what makes us different is that we have television leads. That means the person is looking on the TV, and all of a sudden they see a Senior Life television ad pop up. And when they see the Senior Life television ad pop up, they call the 800 number. And when they call the 800 number, our live transfer department puts it across our screen in our Leads the Way app. Somebody clicks on the screen. They say, hey, Garlinda, I have Jane Doe on the phone. Her date of birth is 12/15. 1959. Jane Doe, I'm patching you through to Garlinda Price. You guys have a great day. And now I'm talking to a live person that has called in front of television wanting information on our product here at Senior Life. They're telling me, hey, I just saw your cash benefits plan. I want to talk to you about final expense, see if I can get some coverage. That is our free lead program. That is the lead that everybody has access to. Even if you're not on the free lead program, our live transfers. We have Facebook call leads. That means that someone is looking at an ad on Facebook and they're calling in from the 800 number on the Facebook advertisement, and they're calling in, and or it's a lead that's available for purchase, and then you can call those people and say, hey, you sent in information over on Facebook requesting to find out about our final expense cash benefits plan. You mentioned here that your date of birth was 12/15/1969. And you just go on from there. Then we have social media leads. So Senior Life has invested a lot of money on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram. We have mailers. So if you're a field person and you want to go out, you can go out with the mailers or you can call with the mailers. We have telemarketing leads. We have online quote request leads. It is a phenomenal thing. We have more leads than we have agents, right? So you can come over here and work our free lead program, or you can come over here you can do that at a lower comp, but all your products are paid the same commission consistently. Or you can come over here at a higher comp. We start everybody anywhere from 80% to 90%, depending on experience. And then you can invest in your own leads. If you're someone that has your own money, your own credit card, and you're like, hey, I want the higher comp because I'm willing to invest in my leads, and you will follow our system and our program, we may be a great fit for you. Okay, let's keep going. You can't close outside your territories. Our product is not the same. People will say, well, aren't Lincoln Heritage and aren't Senior Life, isn't the product the same? Their product's called Golden Memorial, I believe. Our product's called Everlasting Legacy. The difference is not the same, right? What sets us apart and what is a value add is we own Everlasting Legacy. So Senior Life owns Everlasting Legacy. And what's really awesome about it is those product prices are locked in for life for the customer. So if the person calls in today, John Doe buys a policy which includes a headstone, a casket, and a vault, then that product pricing is locked in for the life of their insurance until they pass away. So if they pass away 30 years from now, their pricing that they locked it in at today is locked in at that time. Now, what people will tell you is, well, you don't get paid for that portion of the policy, which is like $4. So what? I get paid on everything else. That's the value add to my policy. I'm not worried about $4. Are you? And so when people are talking, you got to hear what they're saying and understand for you. Is $4 important to you when you're getting $400, when you're getting $4,800, when you're getting $1,800, when you're getting $700? I don't care about $4. I can make $4 on the next sale, right? So think about that. So with Golden Memorial at Lincoln Heritage, and not saying it's a bad thing, their products are not locked in place, right? And so I'm just saying that there's differences. So let me see what else I had on here. Okay, so that's the last thing I'll share with you is that their rates are not locked in. Okay, and so if that $4 matters to you, they may be a good fit for you, but their products are a little bit more expensive than our products, and you're working with people that are on a fixed income. So let's go back to that. And then I'll talk to you about one more company and we'll end on that. When you're looking at a company that you want to go work with, and I'm inviting you, right, to come talk to me. We're not going to talk about other companies when you call me, because again, I'm not dogging people out. I'm sharing you what was my experience and what made me choose Senior Life. Okay. Let's work together to build your plan for 2025. It's almost January, and we can help you put your blueprint and plan in place. 910-494-7798. I'm going to put it down in the chat right quick. Hold on. Because I can't talk and type. Miriam, you almost ready? Okay. Garlinda Price, agency owner, national sales director. Okay. So when you're thinking about the companies that you're going to go work with and who you're going to work for and what you're going to do, you want to know that you're going to get help. That's number one. We have an 8:30 a.m. huddle Eastern time, right? And so right now we're saying it's going to be every day, but it does change. Some days we just put our numbers in the chat. It's not a meeting. It's, hey, Garlinda, we're so glad to see you this morning. God bless you. How are you doing? What are you going to do today? How many families are you going to help today? I'm going to help 3 today. Okay. Rico, how many families are you going to help today? Caleb, how many families are you going to help today? We go through our team. Everybody says how many families they're going to help. Hey, you guys, if you need any help, you can catch us over here on Live Downs. If you have questions, call us. We'll help. We'll step in if you're stuck. You guys go have a great day. Okay, so we do have an 8:30 a.m. huddle. That time could change. It used to be 10, now it's 8:30. Then we have a Friday new agent orientation at 12 p.m. Eastern every Friday. And we take you from, oh, sorry about that. It's picking up my hand. So we take you from everything you need to know to be great and to have a great success here. Then we do role play right after that. What we do is we walk you through how to do an application from start to finish. Before Friday, if you join, let's say Monday, we do onboarding. We have training videos. We're getting you up and running and ready to go the first week that you're in business. And normally most people are on the phone by the second week. We really want you to be on there by the first week, but we understand that people don't want to feel like they're being rushed into something when they're trying to find their way around, right? We also are not into high pressure sales. Everybody's not going to buy from you. Sometimes you plant seeds, sometimes you sow a seed, sometimes you receive the seed, right? But everybody is not going to buy from you, right? And when you're doing telesales, you have to know that you have a 35 to 40 to 45%, depending on how good you are on the phone, you have a 35% to 45% close ratio. When you're in person, you have a 70% to an 80% field ratio in the field. That's why people like the field, right? Now, I will go to someone's home if they're on the phone and they're like, Garlinda, hey, I don't like giving my information on the phone. Can you come in person? If they're within a 1 to 2 hour drive, I'm driving. I don't care. I might go 3 hours if it's in my next favorite state, South Carolina. That's my second favorite state, right? I may drive, depending on what it is and what we're talking about and if they're serious, right? So you're going to close. So that means if you have a 35 to 45% closing ratio on telesales, you've got to talk to more people. You've got to have leads. So you're either going to be on our free lead program, or you're going to have to invest into 20 to 30 new leads every week, every Monday, not the same 20, 30 leads you had last week, right? We have a system and it works. And we're going to tell you what it entails. And if it works for you, great. And if it doesn't, it's okay. We'll be friends, right? We just won't get to work together because we have systems in place here that were not at the other places where I were, which therefore you couldn't dictate your success because you never knew your head from a hole in the wall, right? Who's on first? How can I get help? When you get stuck, you're dialing and texting and trying to call people to reach out and no one's available. I hate that feeling, right? Okay, so then the next thing is there's riches and niches. That's two things, and let me end on that. Okay, so the next company, Primerica, we have a lot of people that come to Senior Life from Primerica. They advance 75% per household. There's an advance cap, right? Your upline keeps a lot of your sales. When you get started, now this is just what people have told me, and I can tell you from my experience when I sold at Primerica. They would say, create a list of all the people in your family, all your neighbors, your relatives, your friends from high school. You're creating basically your warm market list or a sphere, right? The people that you have influence with. And then they go with you to these appointments. They write the business. Sometimes you get a split, sometimes you don't. I want to know where the money is. Where's my money? I just connected you. I remember selling my mother-in-law and my father-in-law policy. I didn't, but my upline did. I didn't get paid. Now, I'm not saying it happens with everybody, but I'm just saying if you're going to go there and talk to them, you need to figure out who's getting paid. If I'm connecting you with my warm market, with my list of contacts, how am I getting paid? And let's put this in writing somewhere so I can see what's going on with the money and make sure we're talking dollars and it's making sense. Okay. There's an advance on your cap. It's a term product. By term, invest the difference. And with term, when people are over 40, I don't sell term products to anybody over 40. I don't sell term anymore anyway. I only sell final expense. But when I did not sell or attempt to sell term products to anyone over the age of 40. I mean, yeah, over the age of 40, because it's harder for them to qualify. They're going to be, if they're on any type of medication that's a kick out, they're not going to qualify. Senior Life approves everyone. If you have a client that has AIDS, you have a client that has stage 4 cancer, they're going to get approved. Now, is it going to be a guaranteed product? Yes, but guess what? Even though my my iPad's gonna die. So even though there's a waiting period, guess what? There's no waiting period on the funeral merchandise. There's no waiting period on our product if they die in an accident. There's only a waiting period if they die naturally. So no one knows how they're going to die. Somebody with stage 4 cancer, God forbid, could die in an accident, and their family's going to get 2 times the face value of the policy, and it's going to be an immediate payout, and they're going to ship their funeral merchandise within 24 to 48 hours. So come on now. So, and it's forced recruiting. And I say forced recruiting, I shouldn't use the word forced. So what I mean by that is, in order to scale and grow your business, you have to be recruiting. What if you're not a builder? What if you don't know enough, or feel like you don't know enough to have success in recruiting? That may not be a good business plan for you, but it has worked for so many people. So it's great for those that it's great for. But if it wasn't great for you, call me. Right? It wasn't great for me either. I didn't love it either, but that was me. Right? And so riches and niches, I'm going to end on that before the laptop dies, the iPad dies. So there's riches and niches. There's 10,000 people every day retiring, 10,000 people every day over to turning 65. It's called the golden, what is it called? The silver tsunami. Right? So the largest population of people are the baby boomers. The largest population of people are over 65. They have outlived their term insurance. They have outlived their term products, and they either have renewable term or they have term that's going to go away. Those products, if they do renew, they're going to renew at the age they are based on the medication they're on. So they're probably going to get declined, and or it's going to be unaffordable. Right. And so now they're retiring. So that means that they're living off lower income or less income. This is your niche. These are your people. 10,000 people a day. That means that if you add that up, that's 365,000 people annually that are turning 65, that need the product that you have, that you're going to get paid residuals on, you're going to get paid renewals on, and if you're building a team, you're going to get paid overrides on, you can earn bonuses on, you can work our free lead program. Yes, it's a lower comp, but honey, it's good. Every product pays the same comp. So you're going to potentially make more money than someone that's on a higher comp, because their products, my products on a higher comp plan, all pay different. They're not consistent. They're different depending on if I'm selling a core product, tier 2 product, or a tier 3 product, right? Now, I'm happy with that comp plan because I'm building a team, right? But if you say, Garlinda, I don't want to build a team, I just want to make money on my own pen, your life insurance license gives you the ability to write money. It's like to print your own money, right? And so give me a call, 910-494-7798. Again, I'm not talking about those companies. I'm telling you the comparisons I wish I would have known that I could have made, so I could have made a decision for myself. And let me address this, because I know that there's a lot of chatter, because it's been coming to me. There's a lot of chatter about senior life doesn't pay the renewals, senior life keeps people's money, senior life doesn't pay commissions. I'm not even going to comment on that. What I am going to say is this company has been in existence for well over 50 years. There are people that have been here, have stayed here, and have gotten paid. Do you think the insurance commission would let them stay in business if they weren't doing what they said they're going to do? You do know that these companies are audited. All insurance companies are audited annually. They're looking to see what they're doing. They're pulling files. They're checking books. So just because someone's sitting on a YouTube interview saying that they got done dirty, ask them why. Ask for the details. I'm not getting involved in that, and I'm not saying you should either, but I'm just saying it doesn't make sense, and there's no perfect company. So if that's the only thing you're looking at is scandal, you're going to find scandal on every company that is in existence. Then you maybe want to create your own IMO. Then it can be scandal free, right? But that's not the truth, right? So when you're looking at a company where you're going to go plant your flag and build a business, do it based on facts, okay? So give me a call, 910-494-7798. I'm Garlinda Price. I'm the agency owner and national sales director, powered by Senior Life with Fusion Insurance Group, and I would love to help you. Don't quit. Put your license back into place. If you let it go, do your CE. If you missed it and you let it go and you missed the CE, just go get it again. We have a link. It's $29.